Well, I want to say hello and good morning to our listeners from around the world. I want to welcome you to another edition of This Morning with Solivity, broadcasting live from our studio right here in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., and on KMET 1490 AM radio in Southern California. My name is Brian Wesley Johnson, and of course, I am so glad that you're here with us. I'm joined by my very special friend and co host, the beautiful Sheila Applegate. Good morning, Sheila.
Good morning, Brian. Good morning, everyone.
Listen, yes, I know everyone. Candace is not here today. Candace Harper is out sick, so we're wishing her well wishes and a speedy recovery back to her beautiful candified self. Wow, a lot is happening in the world, Sheila, over the last like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I guess I first want to send out some prayers, support, and condolences to those who lost loved ones in the most recent mass shooting in Louisville, Kentucky. Whew, another
Mhm.
mass shooting. I hope we start getting this right, Sheila. I, I, my heart can't take it sometimes.
Yeah, it's rough. But the good news that the Tennessee, what were they, governors or they were,
Um,
or not governors? Because
State congressman
yeah, they one was reinstated.
stated, yeah,
So
right.
that
Which is,
we have to
yeah,
look at we are making progress. It's just taking a long time.
yeah. I mean, that's like a whole nother show.
Right.
Oh man, listen, but we have a very special guest that's going to be coming on in just a second. But before we do that and introduce her, just want to remind everybody, listen, this is an interactive conversation. We want your questions, your comments, your thoughts. Please just post those to our live feeds right here on Facebook or YouTube. We'll do a shout out to you. We'll get your question just right on air because, these are real conversations that empower, and you are part of this show. So, why don't we go ahead and get this party started? So, um, I am so happy. I've been looking forward to this for several, like a week or so now, from a friend of mine who is a publicist introduced me to our next guest. And when I read her story, I was like, oh, yeah, we got to have her on here. And so let me introduce our very special guest, who's April Sheris, a wellness enthusiast and entrepreneur who recently launched her new rooibos tea company, Upland Tea House, which aims to offer a unique and healthy tea drinking experience to customers with a focus on natural and organic ingredients. Now, rooibos tea, also known as red tea, is a South African herbal tea that is naturally caffeine free and rich in antioxidants. It has been known to promote relaxation, reduce stress, and improve heart health. So, with that, it is my pleasure to introduce and welcome to This Morning with Solivity, April Cherise. Hey, April.
Good morning, you guys. How is everyone doing?
Oh man, we're doing great because you're here with us.
Yeah, well, that's always great to hear.
Oh man, so I think I think sometimes people think about tea and how can I say this? They intuitively know that there's like health benefits with tea, like it's a healthy alternative to other beverages per
Yeah.
se. But I don't think that we talk about like like tea is ancient, like since the dawn of time ancient, and there's certain healing powers that come from tea and health benefits and wellness benefits that come from it. And so I'm glad that you're here because I was raised on tea and we don't talk about it enough, I don't think. And so I'm glad that you're here with us to talk about it. Um, my first question to you is though around something around what's part of Solivity, and that's your passion and purpose. So
Mhm.
when did you know that you wanted to be an entrepreneur? I mean, was this something that you knew from a young age or did it come later?
It definitely did come later. like most people who are younger, you feel that burning desire that there's something greater that you should be doing with your life. You're
Hmm.
not 100% sure what that is, but that feeling is with you. And so I stumbled around most of my youth trying to figure out, is this my thing? Is this my calling? And originally, my first business that I opened happened to me by chance.
Wow.
Um, it was a publishing company, and at that particular time in my life, if you would have associated me with writing a book, it would have been a laughable conversation. But God has a way of really humbling you and opening your eyes up to what you're great at. And for me, that came through a by chance life or death situation. And I
Wow.
said, I have children now. And if something were to happen to me, I have nothing to leave them outside of their own thoughts or memories over pictures. And so I began to have conversations with God on what I
Mm.
should leave for my children. And that was to write down my wisdom. So if something happened to me as they grow through life, they would have their mother's words with them. And so me
Mhm.
writing a book and founding a publishing company came from that.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Sheila, you have a question?
Yeah, well, I think that's so fascinating that you were inspired to move into publishing just from that need to pass the knowledge on to your children. That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
And then can you tell us about the jump from that into the tea
Yes,
and your
definitely.
passion for tea?
Yeah. So, coming from the South, I'm originally from Louisiana. Down south, growing up in my grandmother's home, tea was a part of our daily, um, diet. Whether it was lunch or dinner, she was going to have a pitcher of sweet tea, and I thought nothing of it at that time. But as most entrepreneurs know, it is a daily grind to grow the business and to nurture the business. And then when you have a family on top of that, if you don't have that work-life balance that we talk about so greatly now,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
really can run yourself down. And really hit a brick wall health-wise, and I was looking for options that didn't look like a pharmaceutical pill, and it didn't look like where I'm running to doctors for treatments constantly. And so going back to my roots with tea is something that I got from my parents, actually, and my grandmother. And so I said, well, let me go to our good old Dr. Google and see how can I treat myself. And I found ways, different types of herbal tea that can heal the problems that I had. And I said,
Mm.
let me give this a chance, because I don't want to be on prescription pills for the rest of my life, trying to, you know, just make it through. And I'm such a young person with children. And actually, the first tea that I found that could heal most of the anxiety moments and having a self-soothing aid for some of the problems that I have through work, it was the rooibos tea. I had never heard of it at that particular time. So it was something new to me. I said, well, I'm going to try it. And at most, if it just helps with the anxiety, where I can at least begin to get a good night's rest, and that will be a start. And
Mhm.
that's exactly what it did. It was very calming to my soul. It felt very gentle. I was able to, I'm not a big sugar
Mhm.
person, so I use a lot of honey. And so I was able to actually use honey. And it was a pleasant beverage to drink. Now, growing up, sugar was everything. So me really thinking that honey was going to provide the flavor and the sweetness that I was accustomed to me at the time seemed far-fetched, but it actually worked. And my passion for discovering other herbal blends that can heal this problem that I have, or stir energy when I'm trying to get through a day, came
Mhm.
from me just trying to get better.
Wow. Um, you mentioned your family, and I love the fact that, like Sheila, that this was something that was a source of inspiration for you. So before we go on, I know you have young children. Let's do a shout out to the kids real quick. Tell us about your family. Tell me, what are their names?
Yeah, so I am a mother of four.
Mhm.
I have a son named Jacoby. My
Mhm.
daughter name is Kamari. My other daughter's name is Amaya, and my youngest name
Aw.
is Ronnie. And so
I can
Not
tell
to
that
get too mushy,
I
yeah.
know. I love it. I could hear that beautiful smile and the gushing going on. I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. You know, was there what did you learn? I mean, how did you learn about like the health benefits of the tea? Did you just go through your own research? Did you have friends or colleagues that were helping you around like getting knowledge out to people about like the importance of using tea as a part of your overall wellness?
So initially, it was my own research. During that
Mhm.
particular time, like I said, I didn't want to rely on a lot of the treatment plans that our um, medicinal industry offers. And
Mhm.
so me doing research just to find herbal or holistic alternatives also led me down into Western medicine. And so I have had a lot of lengthy conversations with my Western medicine doctor. She is a holistic doctor and originally from internal medicine, but she does acupuncture and offer a lot of herbal alternatives to medicines as well. And so based
Mm,
on my own research and then having conversations with her as a part of my treatment plan,
mhm,
I learned a lot and I gained a lot of insight on ways that we can use it, not just to ingest the tea, but also if you want to have foot soaks because we can absorb a lot of healing through our feet as well. And so it was a combination of my own research and relying on my doctor to kind of use that to create a treatment plan that would be a little bit more kind to the body.
I
mm,
love that.
wow, 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 wow. You know, I'm loving this because what you're talking about, April, is again the the convergence of wellness, holistic health, and something that's been around for a long, long, long time. And that we don't, while there's a time and a space for what I would say traditional modern medicine, right? Where there's those
Yes.
spaces for it, that's not the only alternative. That's not the only thing that is available to us, and that this is not something that's like hokey pokey or woo
Mhm.
woo. Though me and Sheila love woo woo. Um,
I don't
uh,
actually like the word woo woo, but sure.
as Sheila says, I stand corrected. Um, but you know, I mean, it's something that is available. It works. The body responds to it, and it's something that we can utilize today. So listen, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to have more with April, Sheris, and the ancient healing power of tea in just a moment. So we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back in maybe 2 minutes. Stay tuned for more of This Morning with Solivity. Hey there, this is Brian with Soulivity.com. I want to share some exciting news about our new Aspire Academy by Soulivity. Now, you probably want to know what the Aspire Academy by Solivity is. Well, it exclusively connects you with people around the globe and who share the intense desire to improve themselves and create a better life for themselves today. There's classes, there's workshops, there's live events, and even more exclusively just for you. You see, I wanted you to have a safe space where you could grow, you can learn, and it would empower you in all aspects of your life, including your mind, your body, and your soul. So how do you get started? Well, it is so easy. First of all, the best part, joining Aspire Academy is absolutely free. Just click on the Join Now button, sign up, and begin your journey. As a special part of this invitation to you, there are some free courses that are available for you to try from our amazing roster of coaches and collaborators. It's our way of saying thank you for all of your support and being with us along our journey of expansion. I hope you enjoyed the Aspire Academy by Solivity today. Start the process. Learn more about your passion, your purpose, and how to live a higher quality life. And we're back with more of This Morning with Soulivity. We have a very special guest today, April Sheris, founder of Upland Tea House. And April, I wanted to talk to you about the journey of you being an entrepreneur. Some of the, I think when people start out or they even have the thought of turning their passion into what they do for a living, um I know in my own experience, there's sometimes that whole like Pollyanna kind of view of it. Oh, well, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna have this business and I'm gonna make $100 million next year. And I
Yeah.
mean, and all those things are, I love the passion and people having these dreams and that kind of thing, but there is work in it, right?
Yeah.
Talk to us about some of that part of the journey for yourself. Like, what were some of the things that you had to learn along the way to form this business that right now, as I've seen, it's successful and continuing to be successful.
Yeah. Yeah. So the interesting thing is that, we all think because social media exists, we can instantly market and reach the masses. And
Right, right.
that is definitely true for some industries. However, when we're talking about tea, like you said at the onset of the conversation, is that it's almost an afterthought. We almost forget that it's there. And when you start to mention tea as opposed to caffeine and coffee, then it's like, yeah, but. And so for one of the things that we really had to face head on was the educating part. We
Right.
wanted to make sure that we didn't present what we're offering as a fun beverage and it's not something that you consume on the go. So really educating people on the healing benefits has been our I don't want to say challenge, but our biggest um, a weakness that we're making a strength. And I feel that the more that we educate, then we put the power back into that person's hands to make
Mhm.
healthy choices for themselves. So educating was, again, one of the challenges that we decided to face head on and just accept what comes, any kickback that we get as from people who are avid coffee drinkers, for one,
Wow.
educating people on the fact that, hey, you can still consume coffee, but let's try to introduce tea
Right.
because it's more than a beverage. Now you can take a moment of stillness while you're consuming the tea and get your thoughts together
Mhm.
and come
Yeah.
return back to work more productive. And so we're trying to look at ways that people can actually implement tea more than just a consumable beverage and how it really looks as a daily part of their life.
Wow. Love that. Sheila?
Yeah. Well, I love that you went with the education of
Yeah.
of the teas, but didn't I see also that you um, present workshops and do you do things around mental health and wellness as well?
We do. We do. We have tried to plan. Well, most of last year, we started implementing what we call mindful moments. And one Saturday a month within our community, we try to either have a mindfulness teacher or a yoga instructor come in. It is for our community of people, which basically, if you're a subscriber, then you're part of the community. But it's something that we offer that's not too time consuming, where people feel too intimidated to commit to. So it's
Hmm.
kind of like a monthly reset that
Oh, that's
we
beautiful.
do offer.
Yeah.
Going into this year, we do want to have some more in-person um, events where we can get into teaching about herbal blending. So while people are home, if they want to blend their rooibos with different types of florals or fruit essences, they can do that naturally, of course, so that they can get the benefits that they need based on where they're at with their health.
That leads to the next thing I was going to ask you, and that's so rooibos is like the the center of all that you offer, right? The healing
Yes.
tea that you're most aligned with, but then you mix it with other herbs and flowers and so have you looked into, or is each combination for the taste alone, or do you also look at the effects that they have on us?
Definitely looking at the effects is our priority. Of course, we don't want to make the flavor an afterthought because, the market
True.
is,
Right,
just,
right,
just a
right.
little hesitant to try different teas. But we do look at our offerings from a health standpoint first. We look at the lives that we live, busy, taking care of family, trying to take care of ourselves, having some form of career, whether it's entrepreneurship or corporate, or somewhere in between. And so we think about all of those things when we're deciding what we want to introduce next, or what can we use as a beneficial aid in our journey in life. And so that's kind of how we started with our flavors. We initially had the Western Cape, which is just the rooibos in its natural essence. And so then from there, because it's such a soothing aid, it helped us sleep better. It helped us to slow down a little bit, whether it's at midday or at the end of the day. And so beyond that, we decided to add a chamomile mint rooibos to it, which helps with digestion, because if people have a high stress life or they have a lot of anxious moments during the day, then sometimes it can affect digestion. And as we are coming to learn, the brain-gut connection is really important to healing. It's
Right.
more than just have a healthy immune system, but now we really want to look at what we're putting into the body and how that's passing through the body. And so we do look at primarily at the healing benefits first.
I love that.
Wow, that is so cool. I mean, that again, you're taking this holistic view. It seems as though you're taking this holistic view to not only Upland Tea House, but that you've been practicing that in your own life and bringing that forward as well. And
Yes.
so I love that. You have a great article that was an interview in Medium called, it's Women in Wellness. And there's a
Yeah.
part of that interview where you're talking about this connection. It goes to something that Sheila was talking about just a minute ago, and that, these educational sessions that you're having with different people, but that there's a strong connection for you with women and bringing this forward as a woman entrepreneur, and the connection that you're having with other women based upon your business. So I'm going to ask you more about that. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk more with April Sheris about Upland Tea House and this part of her journey, which is this deeper connection with other sisters in her community. So we'll be right back in about 2 minutes or so. See you soon.
Hi there, Sheila Applegate here with some exciting news. I've joined the incredible Soulivity team as the host of the new Consciously Awesome live show, where I will be sharing insights to help you discover your full brilliance and claim the vibrant life you deserve. So tune in every Wednesday right here on Soulivity TV to join the fun, and remember to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an awesome week, and I will see you on Wednesday.
Have you ever asked the question, if I was to be anything, what would I be? Regardless of money, regardless of status, beyond popularity and fame. Living your passion, feeling your life has purpose. Solivity is a space to nurture that which lives in all of us, a place where work can become play, and doing what we love creates the dreams of a lifetime.
Hello there. We're back with more of This Morning with Solivity. And our very special guest today is April Sheris, who is the founder of Upland Tea House. I'm also joined by my very beautiful co-host, Sheila Applegate. And we're talking about the ancient healing power of tea, but also, about April, about your journey. And part of that journey has been maybe it was an unexpected benefit, which is this in this interview that you did in Medium for Authority magazine, you talked about the fact that you were able to build a community of women with shared goals to wellness. And that a
Yeah.
part of that has been, you know, you stepping into being this voice to hold other women accountable for their growth and healing. Talk a little bit about that part of it.
Yeah, so most of that, of course, comes from the community that I mentioned before. Of
Mhm.
course, it directly impacted my tribe of friends and family
Yeah,
members who were women,
yeah.
and I guess that resonated with me because when I started it, I was a mother, I was a wife, and I was busy being an entrepreneur as well, and so I'm looking around and I'm seeing the stresses of life and how it affects women. And I believe that's how what made me gravitate to women a little bit more. What I
Mhm.
am learning on our journey as we each month we have these sessions as well, where we have a forum-based conversation online, and we're able to share our thoughts. In terms of it being accountability, we try to set goals, monthly goals, like, okay, this month, we're going to make sure we get out of the house more. I'm going to dedicate myself to taking a walk at least once a week or something like that. And so if we don't meet those goals, we don't harshly, hold each other
Right,
accountable.
right.
But we definitely want to have a conversation as to, well, why didn't we meet that goal this week? And once we get past that, I always love to wrap it up with saying, it's okay. It's okay to realize that we didn't meet the goal because it's not the end of the world. We tried and the intention was there, and we know we're going to do better next week. And so a lot of the kind of accountability is online based, but I really feel that it has helped benefit me. And from some of the things that I've heard from the members, it's been a really great um, opportunity for them to connect with other women who have shared interest on wanting to be better in their life and wanting to see each other better in life too. So
Wow.
I love that because, um, you know, the way your website is designed, it's filled with this sense of community. And I think that so many people right now are searching for something that's deeper than what you get on social media. And even though this is like a once a month thing, people are inspired and connected, and you feel connected in the whole, not just the tea that you drink, but also that you're growing together. So I think that's really beautiful. And I'm going to jump back to the tea with this because one of the things that I saw was that you have including in it, it's like your website is a whole place to be. That's how I felt
Yeah,
like.
yeah, I
Um,
love it. Yeah, I
so
loved it too, yeah.
I have two questions. I could go in either direction. So one is about the mocktails, the recipes that you put up, because so many people, even in the young generation, are realizing that alcohol is one of the least healthy things for us
mhm,
to
yes.
celebrate with. And so I love that you have different mocktails that you make with the tea. Do you want to talk a little bit about that in your community as you do that?
Yeah, sure. We have, like you said, I mean, a lot of the time, especially socially, during holidays and as the weather begins to warm up, we're always looking for places to go and things to do and events to attend. And so a lot of the time, alcoholic beverages are there. That's quite an option. But I wanted to just lend to the idea of thinking of tea outside the box, beyond it being just a warm, soothing cup. And we knew that if we can come up with fun ways that are flavorful and it looks amazing in a glass, that we can actually reach a broader audience of drinkers beyond those who just want to have some holistic beverage. But now we can have a really nice, fun alternative to alcohol when we're having home gatherings or wherever we might be. I have noticed that it's something that some mixologists are open to using. They're using tea-based syrups instead of using, what they used to use, which would be these liqueurs or these mixing syrups. And so a lot of them are using tea-based syrups. And I said, well, hey, you can make this syrup at home and still bring the fruits and a lot of the carbonated waters to it to make a really great recipe that's fun and it looks really great. So I thought that that would be a great addition for people who are having social gatherings.
Yeah, I love that.
I'm, it's funny because I keep thinking about we're like dishing tea today. And yeah, I just thought I'd throw that in there just because. One of the things that you do that I talk about, that actually we talk about all the time in terms of a practice that kind of supercharges everything that we do, is this practice of gratitude. Can you tell us how that looks for you on a regular basis?
Yeah, regularly for me, I wake up and I have to have a mindful moment.
Mm.
It stops for me, it just stops the dream state, gives me an opportunity to present myself the way I want to present myself at the start of the day and gather my thoughts. So that looks like a 5 to 10 minute moment of silence where I don't focus on trying to not think about anything, but I just let the thoughts flow through me. After that 5 to 10 minutes, I'm able to grab my journal and write down the ones that stuck out the most. Like, okay, well, now I know I need to start my day off with a shower as opposed to starting my day off with an exercise. And so I'm able to do what my body needs to be done at the beginning of my day. Once I get to the midday, I take a moment and I review what I have done and what I still need to do, right? Whether you're at 9 to 5 or you have your own business, you still have a to-do list or a daily task list. And so if I haven't done those things that I wanted to complete, I know by nature we would be like, oh, well, I need to kick it into overdrive. And sometimes that's necessary, but not always. And so I take a moment. I usually have a cup of tea, honestly, in the middle of the day. And I just sit with my thoughts and say, realistically, what can I do with the next 5 to 6 hours? Because I may not be able to do everything. And then I go from there. If I'm able to complete it, that's awesome. And if I'm not able to complete it, I still think that's awesome. Again, at the end of my day, I still show gratitude for what I was able to do instead of beating myself up and saying, oh my gosh, you had more than enough time. Why didn't you do this? I say, you know what, girl, it's okay. You did what you could. And now you're moving on to something else, because I think we're so hard on ourselves, trying to meet demands, and we're so goal oriented that we forget that we're still human. And this human part of us should really be enjoying the ride. We should really be enjoying this experience of life instead of being so harsh all the time. So, yeah.
Ooh, you up here preaching today. I know, I love it. I love it. I love it because you're talking about these practical things that we need to do on a regular basis that will take care of us, and that when we're going to work or we're with our family or we're with friends, that we're operating from a full cup and that we're giving from that full cup. So thank you for that. Listen, we're going to take another quick break. And when we come back, I'm going to ask April about the top thing that she wished she would have learned before she started all of this. So we'll be back in about 60 seconds or so.
You can find all the Satana products at our Go shop on Solivity at go.solivity.com now. Shop for beauty products, skincare, hair care. It is all there at the Go shop. Go shop Solivity.
And we're back with more of This Morning with Soulivity with our very special guest today, April Sheris, founder of Upland Tea House. April, in that same article in Medium, you kind of kind of share the inside around some of the things that you wish someone would have told you before you started all this.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I thought that was so it's like in the Star Wars movies, and Yoda says, pass on what you've learned, right? And part of that is failures, right? You
Yeah.
pass on some of the, to the next generation of entrepreneurs, those insights. And do you remember the number one? You remember the number one thing that you said?
I don't remember the number one, but I do know what I think would have been the number one.
Okay, what's
And
yeah.
for me, I think that would have been slow down to propel forward.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
That is a good one. But in the article,
That
but
was
I
a
know you're
I
like,
know,
test.
no,
right?
that's not
Dun,
it.
dun, 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 dun. You got it wrong. No, I'm just kidding. That one's important. And the number one, and I think you included that one. The number
Yeah.
one thing that you said was there will
That's
be,
what I remember.
there will be a lot of no's before you get to yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Woo
That
wee.
is
Mhm.
That is
yeah.
Sheila, that's a whole show for us. Probably a couple of shows. Talk to us
Every
about
no can be a yes.
right, exactly. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I think, definitely that's something in every aspect of our life that we have to make note of, right? Because I think, especially as we're growing up from youth, we are told to dream big. And so you do that and you believe that it may come easy to you when you set these dreams. But the honest to God truth is that without the adversity and without the challenges, excuse me, the dream may not hold that as much weight as you thought it would be when you had it in your mind. And so that's kind of how I look at anything that I'm going after. There's going to be adversity. There's going to be a lot of obstacles, and we need to prepare the mind for that so that when they come, we say, okay, thank you, but I'm going to keep going. So many times when I do talk to people, they get to about the third no and say, well, hey, maybe this wasn't for me. Maybe this is a sign. And I'm like, it's most definitely a sign to keep going, because perseverance is
Mm,
really what's calling for you right now. It's not about the end goal. It's let me see what you're made of on this journey to it.
wow. Wow.
Uh,
Go ahead, Sheila.
As you're talking, I'm thinking also that no's help to direct you, right? Because
Yeah.
if you're grateful for the no, they're stopping you from all these paths that weren't meant for you. And so the more no's you get, the closer you get to that straight line path that's right for you.
Yeah, definitely. I agree 100% with that. And I know people don't like it. They hate the
Oh,
word
I don't like
no,
it, but I know.
right? But when you give it a different perspective, if you just stand to the left a little bit and look at it again, you really get to see the benefits. So I agree 100% with you. It's directing you on your path.
Yeah.
So, April, what's next for you in Upland Tea House? You know, what's
Yeah,
next? What's on coming up on the horizon?
yeah, we are actually planning to release our newest flavor, which will be
Mm.
released
Ooh.
this month, actually. It's our Royal Golden Latte. It's a turmeric-based tea that is positioned
Wow.
perfectly for the summertime because for me personally and my tribe, going back home, we do a lot of grilling over the summer. We do a lot of seafood boils over the summer,
Mhm.
and those are great, but they also can be inflammatory to the body. And so we thought that
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
having something that had a really great base to help reset or calm the body while we're consuming and having fun, but also has a really great have really great flavor notes. We thought that would be the next great thing to introduce, and so it's a Royal Golden Latte is next on the horizon. We're planning to do a lot of great kickbacks. And so our company is 70s based or theme. A lot of our beliefs and foundations for our community comes from the vibe of the 70s. And that's something that I got from my parents. And so we're going to have a lot of kickbacks where we can really commune together and share love and share peaceful moments over tea. And I'm hoping to welcome everyone that comes to our website to be able to attend in whichever city we'll be in the future. And then long term, towards the end of the year, we're hoping to have our very first storefront where we can host a lot of our tastings and educational workshops inside our own storefront. So those are some of the things on our list for this year that we're tackling, and we can't wait to meet everyone that we will cross paths with as the year continues.
Wow. Wow.
That's
Look out,
exciting.
world. I know, right? Right. Now the 70 thing. So we got to, like, I'm gonna have to bring out my old like bell bottom jeans, you know, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. My bebop, blue jean bebop now. I go way back now. Sheila, do you have a final question for April?
Well, I love that you're releasing your newest item in April because your name's April. I think that's
I know,
perfect.
right? Right. I caught that too.
And how do people get the teas? How do they become a part of this community and the magic of the tea that you're creating so sacredly, really?
Yeah. So definitely please visit our virtual storefront at uplandteahouse.com. To become a member, you just have to start a subscription. So we have a subscribe and save option that will guarantee that every month you have your tea and you have a spot to commune with us as we're going on this healing journey together. It also gives you direct access to, direct invitation, I should say, to all of our upcoming events and kickbacks and things like that. So Upland Tea House is going to be the main location to find us and to be able to communicate directly with us and all of our amazing members. We're also on social media as well. So Facebook as well as Instagram. You can find Upland Tea House there as well. If you're big on Instagram, we're at upland.rooibos. And the same for Facebook. You can find us at upland.teahouse there. So we hope to find you guys by a variety of ways, whether it's social media or directly coming to the website. And even if you just have questions, visit the website and send us a quick email. We're more than happy to help answer any questions that you may have about healing or what does implementing a tea ritual what that could look like in your life as well.
Wow. April, this has been fantastic. I'm so glad. Would you come back? Would you come back and talk to us?
I would love to come back. Yeah.
Maybe you could be like a special co-host or something like that, and we can, get into everybody's business around the world. Talk about something. Listen, everybody, we're gonna have April's Upland Tea House. Her website and link is on our chat, so please use that. Stay in contact. I mean, April, you're doing big things. And again, loving all the things that you're doing. You really represent what we're trying to do here at Solivity, which is to help people, create their best life today. And so with you following your heart, letting that become your passion, serving other people, is exactly our mantra here. And so thank you for being here. Thank you for demonstrating the possibilities of what can happen in the world. And thank you just for being you. And
Thank you, guys.
More important.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you to all her children too, who the lovely souls that probably keep you straight,
They do. Yeah.
Well, listen, everybody, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll have final thoughts with me and Sheila. So we'll be back in about a minute or so.
Have you ever asked the question, If I was to be anything, what would I be? Regardless of money, regardless of status, beyond popularity and fame. Living your passion, feeling your life has purpose. Solivity is a space to nurture that which lives in all of us. A place where work can become play, and doing what we love creates the dreams of a lifetime.
And we're back with more of This Morning with Solivity. Sheila, man, what a fantastic.
That was
Yeah, that was a
fun.
lot
I
of
know.
fun. April Sheris, I mean, she embodies everything that we talk about here, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
she does. I love the energy. It's very welcoming, both April and the website. You just
yeah,
feel drawn in and you want to be there.
absolutely, absolutely. So everyone, please go out and check out uplandteahouse.com, and take, if you haven't tried rooibos tea, this is the place to try it, because it has great flavors, and just
And even if you have,
and even if you
right?
have that,
This is the better place.
exactly, right? Because it's a mix of all these different things. So, and she puts her heart and soul, into every single offering. And if you're in the
Mhm.
local area in Santa Fe, reach out for like their community based sessions and educational sessions and that kind of thing, because that's something else that's available. Any final thoughts, Sheila?
Well, you said she puts her heart and soul into it, and that was one of the things that I wanted to ask, but went in a different direction. But I just wanted to bring out that, I'm connected to the indigenous people, and I work with the teas from their culture, and there's a sacredness to the process, and that is also something I saw when I was looking at her site, that she has that same reverence.
Yeah. Um, the one thing that I picked up on that is something that is also something I've experienced in my own life, which is um the fact that through adversity can
Mhm.
breed positive, progressive, and practical change for yourself. And that
Right.
it is that those times that if you change your perspective about what's happening in your life and in your world, and use that, and first of all, be grateful, right? Be grateful, like, listen, there's a lesson here I'm supposed to learn, and I'm going to see the positivity in this, and that I'm going to move forward. And April just basically took, not only whatever health challenge she was going through, but also what did she want to teach her children in
Mhm.
terms of what's the possibilities of life and living. And she turned that into this dream that's now manifesting itself. Not to say that it's not hard work, not to say that there isn't growth opportunities, i.e., failure along the way, but that your life is infinitely better by following your heart than
Mhm.
following fear.
Right. And we both know that when you're following your passion, the work might be harder than you do another way, but you don't feel like that because your work is your passion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you, April, for being here. We both appreciate that you came on and holding that space to share with us. So, a lot of other stuff going on. Sheila, you just had a fantastic Matrix of the Illumination on Saturday. More,
I
more is
did.
coming. A little bit. Can you give us a little sneak peek around what I mean, behind the scenes, I should
What
say.
is what happened in the yeah, I really so on the 8th of every month, I do a channeled message and a guided meditation on Aspire. And I loved this month. I channeled Sola Ra, which is the harmonic union of the divine masculine and feminine. And there were some really incredible new insights that came in, even for me. So I think people can still listen to the
Yep.
replay and join us on the next 8th. That
Yeah. I mean,
it was a lot of
yeah,
fun.
the replay is available. And we have our website that's available at aspire.solivity.com. We're going to put that into the chat to make sure that you're able to sign up and learn more. And then you still have your Soul Connection sessions going, right?
I do, and we have a discount for you if you use the code SOUL23 that Brian just posted up there. You can sign up for a Soul Connection session with me at SheilaApplegate.com. And those will be designed partly however you want to do it, but I offer a traditional spiritual reading. And I also offer the opportunity to have a personalized meditation to help
Wow.
you overcome obstacles or communicate with your loved ones yourself.
Wow. So much. I
Yeah.
love all this stuff. We got so many cool things happening. Listen, before we go, I want to remind everybody, listen, we want you to follow us on social media or join our mailing list. We have our QRC code that's broadcast live right now, where you can just use your phone and get more information there. Or you can go to soulivity.com for more information. You can have access to exclusive content and be notified as to when we're going to be having specific giveaways, because our giveaways are going to be starting up again, Sheila. Woo, 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 woo,
Yay.
woo, woo.
I like
Yeah,
giveaways.
me too. Me too. Listen, we've got another great show coming up tomorrow with Cassandra Reinhardt, the online guru of yoga, which is going to be fantastic. She has over 2 million YouTube subscribers. She was like one of the first people
Yeah.
to actually do it. So that's going to be a fantastic show as well. So we want to make sure that you come on for that. Listen, on behalf of all of us here, including Sheila, thank you for joining us for another great episode of This Morning with Solivity. We hope that you come back and join us every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern for our live broadcast, or listen Thursday and Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific time on KMET 1490 AM for all of you on the West Coast. Listen, until next time, keep on having real conversations with passion and purpose, and create a life full of high quality living today. See you next time, everybody. Bye.
This work is subject to copyright owned by Affinity Global LLC. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this is expressly prohibited unless Affinity Global LLC has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.